Okay, so now that we're starting the video, I am going to show you a couple things that you can use in order to achieve that perfect liner that you are hoping for, wishing for. You know, practice makes perfect. Don't forget that. And by the way, I did mention it earlier in my intro, but nails are done. I'm not going to give you anxiety over that anymore. So let's get started. The one thing you can use is actually, there's two different kinds of liners. Liquid, well, there's three. Liquid, any liquid eyeliners that you like. So my favorite ones right now is a Dual Stroke from Absolute New York and the Galactic Beauty Precise Eyeliner Marker. These are my favorite ones at the moment that I've been using a lot. I know I'm almost done with these, and once I'm done, I don't know how am I gonna look for this one. I just hate ordering online because I have to wait days for it to arrive. I just rather buy it then and there so I can have it right then and there. So definitely have to look and branch out and see more liquid eyeliners. Another thing is gel forms of eyeliners. So I do have Mika Beauty Cosmetics. I do have BH Cosmetics in Onyx, and this is a black. And then the Color Tattoo 24 Hour 100 Dramatic Black from Maybelline. So all of these are black eyeliners. Again, you can use any color eyeliners you desire, but I'm just teaching you how I create an eyeliner and the way I do it. Another thing is using regular pencil liners, but I guarantee you, you're not going to get the same effect if you were to use a gel and a liquid. But you could definitely use cream eyeliners if you want, like the pencil liners. So this one is from Marc Jacobs, and it looks like this. I feel like I would use this for my watertight and not to make an eyeliner, you know, because they're very sensitive, well, fragile in a way that if you put too much pressure on it, the tip could break. So just in that. So if you do use the gel liner, make sure you have a really good pointy brush. So this one is a Mikasa E100 brush. They actually sent this to me, and it's pretty flat. So you want to make sure that it's flat. But this, I had this for a while now, and it's one of the two that I actually hold with me is this one and the Sephora one, which it came in a bundle too. This used to be my one and only hard to die hard basically my little wing liner brush. But as you can see, the hairs are like done. So that's how you know when it starts looking like that. I don't know if I could put you closer. Let me see. Look at that. The hairs of this are done. Like, they're completely done. So this one has to go and I have to throw it away. But this one is from Coastal Scents. This was my baby. My number one. I'm not going to throw it away. This one stays deeply in my heart just because that was my first pair of brushes that I actually got. Now, the next thing is, in case, let's say I'm gonna give you an example. This one is Mika Beauty Cosmetics. If it looks like this, if it dried up, you know, because sometimes gels do dry up, I suggest going with Duraline Inglot. This is by far my favorite. I keep one for myself and one for my kit because just in case the cream base, the gel liners do dry on me, this literally brings it back to life. Like, this is everything that I love, and it makes it waterproof, so even better. So these are the things that you will need, and as well, you know, a makeup remover wipe because I'm going to show you a technique. And the last thing is tape. So let's say you want to go ahead and put on tape to like basically help you out, because I mean, I don't really use tape, but at the beginning I would use tape. I would suggest getting like any paper tape. So these are like the tapes that I use when I do my makeup. You can also use the plastic tape, but I suggest taking the paper tape just because it's less harsh on the face, since the face is the most sensitive part of the skin, and it's very, like, you know, fragile. I'm pulling it. You're just creating more fine lines for yourself, and you don't want that. So make sure you use this. And if you actually just, you know, you don't find that, I found that at Dollar Tree. If you don't know where to get that, get the plastic one, but make sure that when you do, you put a little bit on the back of your hand, and also take it out and then do it again. So I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. So basically, let's say you get this amount, right? You don't want to put it right away. You put it at the back to take some of the adhesive out. You see that kind of hurt my hand. Imagine the face. Do it twice, and then it's a little bit more like it has less of the adhesive on it. You can put it right away on your face. So I'm gonna be using the paper. The plastic is just like something, if I don't like, it's like the last thing that I'll get in case I don't have any more of these paper tapes. So you can definitely use this to create the liner. Make sure to line it up from the edge of the eye, the edge of your eye, to the end of your brow. You know, you can do that, and then you can create the wing, and then, or you can just go and clean it out with the makeup remover wipe. So I'm going to show you how to do the first step. I'm using my Galactic eye pencil. Well, not pencil, the eyeliner marker. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus it in the front. And then from there, I'm going to go straight down to like the end of my lid, and then just shade it in. Remember, you can always go as thin as you want or as thick as you please. You know, it's whatever you love and your heart desires. So the next thing I do is, now that you're in that part of the eye, you see how thin you go really thin, and then you branch it out. So I'll say you can go ahead and create the line with the tape. Even if you go out in the tape, it's okay, just because the tape is there to protect your eye without messing it up. And then you bring it down from the top, and then you take the thing out, and you have your wing liner. Now, I don't like to leave it like that. I like mine very fierce, very pointy, very out there. So what I do next is, this is where I actually use my Maybelline Color Tattoo eyeliner, and this is where I grab a little bit of that, and I like to shade in whatever wasn't shaded in. And then this is where, even if you mess up, it's okay. You can always go back and clean it out. See what I mean? You can always go clean it out, and you are good to go. But again, this is depending how small you like it, how long you like it. You can fix up the top. If you don't want it too curvy, you go back and you make a straight line. And that's pretty much it. That's how you do that eye. Now, let's say you don't want to use tape and you want to go ahead and do it free-handed, and you don't want none of that, right? What I normally do when it comes to this situation is, once I outline the outside of it, right, like that, I go ahead from the tip of my outer corner of my eye. I try to make sure, like, I imagine an imaginary line going towards the end of my brow. So you see this one, my brow right there. I mean, I like to go a little bit below it, so you can go a little bit above it, a little bit below it, however you like it. I go ahead and create that wing, like a check. See what I mean? That's what I do. And then that's where I don't go all the way to the top. Halfway, like a little bit more below the top, I bring it down and I close the eye a little bit. And then I fix the bottom. And as you can see, it's a little bit like, you know, girl, your eyelid. I know it looks a little bit bad, but that's when you have to fix it up. Then that's when I go with the gel. And then I go ahead and fix any errors. And it's okay because this is where this comes in hand. And you just clean out whatever you don't want. See? And if you don't want that line too thick, like too long, you just erase it a little bit. See what I mean? And there you have it. Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's simple, but again, practice makes perfect. This is something that you have to practice. This is something that you have to make sure you know, fix it up and basically wipe off whatever you don't want, whatever you do want. And when it comes to lashes, like let's say you have a wing liner, try to get like the fluttery eyelashes. So this is an example. Look, I'm gonna show you an example. Something like this when you're using a wing liner. So you see how the tip, like the end of it, it's very out there. Like you need to see it with like tweezers. So let me get on tweezers. Here's an example. You see what I mean? Like the beginning is small and towards the end it gets longer. This is what's gonna help bring out the eye, make a cat eye, and then the wing liner will also, you know, it will complement it because it's gonna go with it. You see what I mean? Like it goes up. See, instead of going down, it goes up. So that's what you're looking for in the eye. I didn't even do my face. I just realized that. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I try to make it as small as possible, but there was no way that I could have done that just because I wanted to be detailed about it and show you my different ways of how I achieved this eyeliner. Again, it took me like 10 years because I started this when I was 14 when I started applying eyeliner. Literally 10 years of practice, and it got to the point where I don't really need to clean anything up unless, like, you know, I'm in a rush. But other than that, like, I would just apply it like that, like naturally, just because practice makes perfect. So the more you practice, the better you get. And honestly, it's the more you continue to experiment, not only with liquids, but if you're afraid with gel, try it with gel. Maybe you'll like it even more, because that's what I did. I was really scared of gel and I was more into liquids eyeliner. That once I started getting into gel and I started getting the hang of it, I fell in love with it, and that's something that I would always do. And even with my brides, my clients, I would use gel and then go on top with like powder, like black powder. So again, it's all your preference. It's how you like your wing liner. You want it small and like thin, then you go small and thin. But I'm at least showing you the basics on how to achieve a wing liner. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and you learned something from it, grasp a little bit of knowledge here and there, and show you my tricks and tips. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.